Good afternoon. How are you all? Lunch aitu? No. Sambar rice, fir sleep very nice. Now we were into introduction of AS. Introduction of AS mein, we had just started that. Before going into accounting standards, the first word is accounts. We should know what is accounts. Accounts, we understood that account records events and transaction. We understood the difference between event and transaction. One is intentional, one is unintentional, one is within our control, one is not within our control. Purchase, sale is transaction, closing stock is an event, purchase of fixed asset is a transaction, depreciation is an event, credit sale is a transaction, bad debt is an event, correct? Fire, tsunami is an event, declaration of dividend is an event. Now chatted, why do we do recording of financial transaction and events? To find out profit and financial position, correct? Matlab, if I tell you, how much did you earn during the year, that is your profit. What is your status at the end of the year? हिंदी में इसको बोलते हैं आपकी औकात क्या है? If I want to find out that, then it is balance sheet. Correct? So balance sheet is a point statement and PL is a period statement. January में I earned 2 crores. 2 crores I earned in January, but on 31st January, I am still in a loan of 2 lakhs. So income and financial statement may not match. I am earning 5 lakh rupees a month. He is earning 4 lakh rupees a month. Out of 5 lakhs, I am spending 4.5 lakhs. And out of 4 lakhs, he is spending 1 lakhs. At the end of the year, who will be richer? Me or he? He. You feel shy? डरने का नहीं, अपना ही क्लास है, मजे करो. हाँ, correct. Now, there are how many types of financial statement? 5. PL, balance sheet, cash flow statement, changes in equity, and notes to accounts. We are supposed to study 3. PL, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. PL and balance sheet is as per schedule 3. And cash flow statement is as per AS 3. Correct? Now chartered, why do we want to find out profit? करके क्या करेगा? Remember, on the results day, no? आपको रिजल्ट का कम टेंशन होता है, पापा को ज्यादा होता है. You don't have that much of anxiety of looking at results. Your father is waiting with a cane. आने दो साले को. Correct? फयाज क्या कर रहा है? फोन. हाँ. Now chatted. So now क्या होता है ना? It was pandemic and so too much of work was not there. So everybody were investing in stock market to make some extra bucks in life. And I thought, I am so intelligent. I am accounts. So I will know everything. I too should invest only. But instead of reading, I started listening to people more. So I invested in one company. The company did well also. So I was happy. I'm smart. But then what happened? One of my friend told, Dipesh, did you invest in that company? I said, हाँ. Well, how is it doing? I'm like, good. Well, not according to the share price, because the market was in bull run that time. So every third stock was doing good in India. You pick up a dart and throw, the stock is doing good. Now you pick up a dart and throw, the stock is doing bad. So it was that generation. I hope you all understand stock market. The life was beautiful. They told, what does the company do? I don't know. How is the company performing? I'm like, good, but defer not in the stock market, in the books of accounts. I'm like, I don't know. Like, who are the promoters of the company? I'm like, I don't know. बोला सीए चीटिंग से पास किया था क्या? Shit. It was so embarrassing. I pulled out the annual report. 500 pages annual report. I have never solved a final account question which is more than 3 pages. I got a shock of my life. Trial balance goes running. It does not end only. फिर भी I read, Nothing I understood, believe me. First of all, the font size was what you'll understand. बहुत problem हुआ. First annual reports I understood something I did not understand. The 2, 3, 4 annual reports I read, then I got a hang of it. Somehow I know a little bit of accounts. I am not as much as duffer as you all are thinking, but yeah. So I started understanding financial information. So then one of my students passed and he became chartered accountant. He told, I am planning to join XYZ company. Hello? Great. How is the company doing? What does the company do? How is the company performing? He also don't know. Yes, badla le liya. Comes from somebody. This is called karma. Correct. Now you understood from where you get, from whom you get, you don't know. So he also read. So it helped me for investing. It helped him for employment. Correct. Now suppose if I anybody's father into business over here? Business किस चीज का है? Gold. अभी तो लॉटरी लगा इन लोग का. If you go and meet his father will say, first you can go and meet Modi, I am busy. Oh my God. Gold has given in last 3 years, last 5 years rather, the amount of return which gold has given has broken the record of Nifty of last 40 years. You understand the meaning of Nifty? NSC, BSC. NSC is called Nifty. आप लोग ऐसा देखता है? With no reaction. Well, know me, no? हाँ. Now तो क्या हुआ ना? तो gold मैं खरीदने गया. And I told his father I will buy some gold and I will pay him after 7-10 days. Correct? Do you think his father will give me? Why? He does not know me. Second, if he knows me, he does not know, do I have that much money or not? मेरी औकात है या नहीं? Correct? So how do you find out? By reading my financial statements only. So, for customers also, before selling goods to them, don't you think they should also go through company's profile? Are you understanding what I am saying? So it helps debtors, it helps creditors, it helps employee, it helps management, it helps investors. So ये financial statement के बहुत सारे user होते हैं. How many users are there? 7. It is not random 7 people, it is mentioned. Because otherwise you open books, so every book has users of financial statements and every book has 2, 3 their own only. These users of financial statements are mentioned in the framework of ICAI. So if they ask you, you are supposed to mention these 7 only. What are those? Investors, lenders, employees, supplier, customers, government and public. So they will use these 7 people, like I was investor. Somebody is lending money to that person. So lender will see the financial statement. Supplier will see, customer will see, government will see, public will see. Government will see for taxation purpose. Am I clear? Now tell me honestly, does the user of financial statement know accounts? No. He may not be a commerce graduate. He may not be a chartered accountant. He just might be a doctor or an engineer or an uneducated fellow. But is he or she allowed to read financial statements? So who prepares financial statements? Chartered accountant. For whom? Chartered accountant. For these 7 people. So don't you think financial statements should be prepared in such a fashion that it becomes easier for these 7 people to understand? Are you understanding? Suppose tomorrow you pick up your accounts book and give it to your friend who is doing physics honors. Will he understand anything? That is our failure. You feel proud of it. You did not understand, so tough it is. It is our failure that our subject is so complicated that people are not able to understand. So financial statements should be prepared in such a way that everybody can understand. If everybody understands, everybody will invest. We are not doctors. We don't pray every day morning that some people should fall ill. We are chartered accountants. Every day morning we pray that everybody should get prosperous in life. So they earn, so little bit of their earning they give it to us. Am I clear? That is why that T format you have seen now, debit, credit, to, buy. Do you feel a non-chartered accountant would understand? No. And that is why your financial statements are not prepared that way. Financial statement kitna simple hai na? Income less expense. Everybody will understand, no? Fixed assets ka schedule dekha. They don't prepare fixed assets account. They'll prepare fixed asset schedule. Opening balance, add purchase, less sold, less depreciation. Simple. Balance sheet mein upar liability, niche asset. Why the financial statements are in vertical form? So that they can understand. Am I clear? ठीक है. But users of financial statement को और एक problem होता है. Now, suppose if I tell you, you go and tell your father that I got 95%. Your father का immediate reaction would be, how much your friend got? If you tell one friend ka name who has got less than you, then another friend. After you tell 5 friends ka name who has got less than you, then who is the topper of the class? And that is gone. If you are not the topper, matlab comparison starts. Correct? This is generally how the world works. And but when it comes to us, no, we don't like to be compared. But tomorrow you will also compare. How I'll tell you? I will tell you he is AIR 2 with immediate reaction. How much is he earning? I'll say XYZ. Then I'll say he is AIR 17. Sir, how much is he earning? I'll tell you some amount. And suppose AIR 17 is earning more than AIR 2, no, you will also compare. We are by default tuned this way. When it comes to us, we don't like it. But when we want to compare, we will compare. Tomorrow some other accounts teacher comes over here and teaches you accounts. You will not compare. You will. Dipesh Sir is okay, but he is better. समझ में आ रहा बात? तो similarly, if I am reading Asian Paints का balance sheet, don't you think until and unless I compare it with other paints company, I will not be able to understand Asian Paints is doing good or bad. If they are doing better than, you have heard of Opus, Birla Opus, which is launched, I think, not even 2 years. Asian Paints की बैंड बजा के लग दिया. 40 years की monopoly is in risk now. Well, keep track of news. Which news? Iran बम मार रहा है. IPL, Deepika Padukone. Like कुछ finance news also read. It will be good. So I am invested in Asian Paints. So do you think I should read Opus also? I should read Berger also. I should read Shalimar Paints also. So and secondly, so it helps me in inter-firm comparison. Yes, no. Secondly, sometimes, suppose यहाँ पे test series will happen over here only. And when you see your marks, forget about comparing with others. Don't you think, you will think, shit, last test I got 60, this test I got 50 only. Why? That means you are comparing your past performance and the present performance. So don't you think if company ka previous year ka performance was better than the current year's performance, you would like to find out why there is a problem? And company has done better performance than last year, then you will try to find out how they could do better. You understood what I am saying? So chartered comparison is natural. Now when they are comparing, no, they find problem. What is the problem? I will tell you. We both are using the same machinery. Berger Paint, Asian Paints, both are using same machinery. Berger Paint is charging depreciation on SLM. I am charging depreciation on machine hour rate. So will our depreciation be same? Depreciation different, that means profit different. So comparison becomes difficult. Problem is of comparability. Interform and intraform. Interform between two forms. Intraform between me and my past. Correct? Now, why there is a problem? Two reasons there are problem. Reason number one, there are some areas of accounting where there are too many alternatives available. like depreciation में 10 methods are there. Too many alternatives, everybody can pick up one. Second, in some accounting areas, there is no accounting treatment only. How to account for natural resources? Like you have heard of ITC? ITC, cigarette company? You've heard, you have not heard? You are from Bangalore? ITC you have not heard? Oh, you have heard. Oh, you are good, but only classmates you have heard. I have heard only tobacco. So ITC is a tobacco company. So tobacco is a natural product. It grows in tree, correct? So for ITC it's a raw material. And ITC has tobacco jungles. They own jungles. So how to find out the cost of tobacco for them? We don't have an accounting standard. Forget about ITC. You've heard of Dandini? They procure milk from where? Farmers. Correct? So, Nandini gives money to farmers, farmer gives them milk. That is fine. But what is the cost of milk to the farmer? I had 2 dogs. Then it became 3. What is the cost of third dog? So we don't have an accounting standard for that. Do we require it? Yes. Because if I sell that dog, I will make money. How much profit I am supposed to show? On what profit I am supposed to tax? Are you understanding? So natural resources पर कोई accounting standard ही नहीं है हमारे पास. Animals and living plants पर we don't have an accounting standard. Like mango season is coming. So I've got mango trees. Kerala में जो आएगा तो they will have that coconut palms. Don't you think they are making tons of money with that? How to value that? That is not there in accounts. So there are some areas where there are too many alternatives and there are some areas where you don't have an accounting treatment. To solve this problem, accounting standard came into existence. Now you came to the flow. First we understood what is accounts. The accounting of transactions. Why? To find out profit and balance sheet. To find out profit and such status. How do you find out that? How do you find that out? By preparing PL and balance sheet. Okay, if you prepare PL and balance sheet, who will use them? 7 people. What is their problem? Comparability. Why there is a problem in comparability? Because either there are too many options or there are no options. Okay, I will solve that problem. Who? AS. And that is why AS came into existence. Am I clear? Now, concept 2, accounting standards, meaning are standards of accounting. As soon as I say accounting standards are standards of accounting, people start laughing. Just interchange the words. You must have heard this word. Generally I've heard girls say, he's not my type. He's not my standard. What does it mean? He is not my type, I still understand. He is not my standard is derogatory statement. Correct? You can be non-compatible with a person. He is inferior. वो गलत बात है. But we use the word standard generally, high standard, low standard. That means we have got some standard set. Yes, no. Now, this is written over here, cost and management accounting, group 2, paper 4. Correct? ये book है. We would have given this book to thousands of students. Every book will be same or different. That means book is standardized or not. Standardized. The look, the color, the font, the height, the breadth, the weight, the copy, everything is standardized. No? This standardization of anything is known as standard. This is a standard book which works in JKSC classes. So standardization of accounting is known as accounting standards. That means wherever there is a problem, we said, no, shh, don't think too much. So many things, this much only. This much you are supposed to think. Am I clear? So it is a written policy document, written set of rules, processes, guidelines, framework for different aspects of accounting. So they are standards of accounting. They help us standardize various accounting methods, processes, guidelines and framework. Aspects covered by accounting standards. See, accounting standards covers how many aspects? 7. Now look at me. First is, suppose you all are sitting. and you'll have studied entire accounting standards. Everything you know about whatever is written in accounting standards nicely. And everybody knows, and you still are discussing. And suddenly you come up with a point, hey, there is nothing regarding this aspect of accounting written in accounting standards. So you find that accounting problem which requires an addressal. Correct? So then you decide, okay, there is no accounting system on natural resources, let's create one. So objective of the accounting standard comes as to find out accounting for natural resources. So when any accounting standard comes into existence, the first thing is you have to find out its objective. Why it is there bloody? Yesterday when I was talking inventory valuation, I told you know why inventory valuation is there. The objective, why a particular standard is issued, which accounting area it covers and why it covers. Am I clear? So first you have the objective. When you pick up any accounting standards, you have an objective. 1 minute. Now, this is the original text of accounting standard. I picked up from, I don't know, you will not be able to read, but ऊपर लिखा हुआ है resources cdnici.org. Accounting standard revised in 2016. Valuation objective लिखा हुआ है ना. This is the original copy of accounting standard. The way you call it bare act, this is bare accounting standards. देखो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. Primary issue in accounting for inventories is the determination at which inventories are carried in the balance sheet. The primary issue is that at which value inventory should be shown in the balance sheet. To be shown in the balance sheet, bad English. To be carried in the balance sheet, good English. At which inventories are carried. Carried matlab shown in the balance sheet. Until the related revenues are recognized. Suppose I purchased 10 cups for selling. I purchased 10 cups for selling, but I have sold 7 cups only. How many purchased? 10. How many sold? So how many will closing stock come as? Again I sold 1. So how many it will come? So closing stock will come until and unless it is recognized as sale. That is what it is written. This standard deals with determination carried in the financial statements until revenues are, until the corresponding sale is recognized, the item is treated as closing stock. Sorry, to high fund do English. This standard deals with the determination of such value. Which value? The value at which it will appear in balance sheet, including the calculation of cost, any write down to net realizable value. मतलब उसका पूरा ऑब्जेक्टिव लिखा हुआ स्टैंडर्ड का. सेकेंड पॉइंट, स्कोप. स्कोप मीन्स with which inventories it will deal with. It does not, it will write, every standard will write out of scope. These are not included. That means, suppose it is tangible asset and they told AS10 does not include this. Does it mean they are they are not tangible, that's why they are not included? Or they are tangible but not covered under AS10? I'll repeat. AS10 covers tangible assets. And they have given list which is not covered over here. That list means what? They are not tangible assets only, or they are tangible but not covered in AS10? They are tangible but not covered in AS10. Same thing you see now over here. Scope. Work in progress arising on construction contract. Is it a inventory? Yes. But will it be covered in AS2? No. Work in progress arising in ordinary course of business of service provider. Service provider means yesterday, if you remember, I told you, you all are my closing stock. I am a service provider, no? So do you represent my closing stock? Yes. Can I show you? Are you dealt in AS2? No. Fair. I am a buyer and seller of shares. I buy shares and I sell shares. That is my business. So unsold shares is my inventory? Yes. Is it covered in AS2? No. So these are those inventories which are not covered. So this point number 2 is always the scope. Am I clear? Now, definitions. यहाँ पे भी आपने देखा होगा नेक्स्ट आइटम पॉइंट डेफिनेशंस ही आ रहा था एएस में. इन्वेंट्री का डेफिनेशन, नेट रियलाइजेबल वैल्यू का डेफिनेशन. तो ये दो डेफिनेशन इंस्टीट्यूट दिया है. तो ऐसे डेफिनेशंस होता है. यू हैव स्टडीड एनी लॉ, एनी एक्ट. तो सेक्शन 1 ऑफ एनी एक्ट गिव्स अस व्हाट? एप्लीकेबिलिटी. इट इज एप्लीकेबल टू द होल ऑफ इंडिया. लिखा रहेगा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में, इट इज एप्लीकेबल टू द होल ऑफ इंडिया इंक्लूडिंग जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. Before 2019, Article 370 got abrogated. Before that, it was written, this act is applicable to the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So it used to state the applicability. Section 2 of any act in India gives us the definitions. Similarly, AS also gives us the definition. Then recognition. Recognition, if you remember yesterday I told journal entry is recognizing. Measurement means finding out the value. Presentation, showing it in financial statement. Disclosure. अभी तरह एक एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ देखो, टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड. मशीनरी कॉस्ट हाउ मच? लाइफ कॉस्ट 10,000, लाइफ 10 years. करेक्ट? So what is the amount of depreciation? 10,000 by 10 years. So how much is the depreciation? That is known as measurement. Journal entry, depreciation to machinery. Yes, no. This is known as recognition. SPL. SPL matlab, you know, statement of PL. We will show depreciation and amortization. How much? 1,000. That is presentation. Depreciation is charged on SLM. Disclosure. Advantages of. You understood to what AS covers? How many parts it covers? 7. First is objective, scope, definition. Objective, scope, definition. Then what is important for us is measurement, recognition, pressure, presentation and disclosure. First is objective, scope, definition. Definition which are used in that standard. And 4 important things are recognition, measurement, presentation means financial statement mein, and last is disclosure. Correct? Now, advantages of accounting standard. Standardization. Everybody will follow same. Otherwise, you follow your accounts, I follow my accounts. This is not highway. Disclosure and comparability. So these are advantages of accounting. AS setting up process. How is AS prepared? How is AS prepared? उसका एक process है. ICAI. You know ICAI, no? You know the value of ICAI? आपको पता है ICAI कितना powerful है? I'll give you 2, 3 examples. Any company in India whose turnover is more than 1 crore cannot file income tax without chartered accountant signature. Huh? Any bank will not give any loan to any organization without its financials are checked by chartered accountants. Even government of India ka financial statements. Huh? ICAI is supposed to be highest authority of accounts in entire world. Sir, my friend saying ACCA is better. I'll give you one example. You must be knowing. ACCA has how many papers now? 13. Correct? If you are doing degree, how many exempt? 9, 10 exempt. Correct? If you become chartered accountant, you are supposed to write 2 papers. Correct. So if you become CA, how many papers you need to write to become ACCA? So अब इधर देखते हैं. ICAI has how many papers? 4 in foundation, 6 in inters, 6 in. If you become BCom, how many papers are exempt? 4. But ACCA में how many are exempt? Double than this. तो इंडिया का BCom का वैल्यू इज मोर इन इंडिया और अब्रॉड. इफ यू डू BCom फ्रॉम इंडिया का कोर्स में यू आर गेटिंग 4 पेपर का एग्जाम्प्ट. अब्रॉड का पेपर में यू आर गेटिंग 8 पेपर का एग्जाम्प्ट. इस अमेरिका हे पागल. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? सुंदर पिचे वेंट देयर एंड स्टडीड, स्टडीड हियर एंड देन वेंट. हाँ, हम लोग उल्टा सोचता है. Then, if you become CA, then ACCA का 2-3 papers only you are supposed to give. But if you become ACCA, how many papers you are supposed to give of CA? All. सारा देना होगा. You have heard of CAMMA? Chartered Institute of Management Accounting, London. If you become CA, you have to write 1 paper. But if you become CMA, you have to write all papers of CA. Who is more powerful? ACCA is better. पागल था, रिसर्च ही नहीं करता है. Sir, we can go and abroad in work. Yeah, you can work in any country on this earth, except that every country has different tax laws. Income tax. So suppose you go and work in New Zealand. So in New Zealand का income tax, you have to income tax का paper आपको pass करना होगा. That is the only difference. But if you want to work in audit field, then you can go ahead and work. Start doom. So ICAI has constituted a board called. So who creates accounting standards in India? And it is mandatory. You have to follow. But suppose you feel, no, sir, this is not logical. Then you always tell yourself, रिलायंस का बाप को भी इंडिया में फॉलो करना होगा. वेदर यू फाइंड इट लॉजिकल और इलॉजिकल इज डिफरेंट. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? दिस इज द पावर ऑफ द स्टैंडर्ड. इतना सबको फॉलो करना ही होगा. पर इफ यू डोंट फॉलो, व्हाट विल हैपन? देन विल टॉक टू सेबी. सेबी विल टॉक टू अस. हाउ दे विल टॉक, दैट आई विल टीच यू लेटर. सो स्टेप पे सबसे पहले यू फाइंड आउट द इशू. एक रफ में लिखा है स्टेप्स, just to know how it goes. First they find out the problem, that is issue or area where you require an accounting standard. Then they create a study group. Now obviously if they want to create an accounting standard on natural resources, so they will create a study group of those people who have expertise knowledge of natural resources. Am I clear? If they want to create accounting standard on, say, computer softwares, so they will create expertise from that area. So they will first find out the problem, then create a study group. That study group will sit along with their financial professionals and draft an accounting standards. So first area, then study group, then draft the AS. Am I clear? After the AS is drafted, it is put on to the public to review. So everybody, you and I, everybody can see, review and comment on it. After they get comments, they again redraft it. That is known as exposure draft. So first is issue, then study group, draft, then review and comments. Common sense लगा तो flow बनता जाएगा. पहले problem, then find out the people who will solve that problem. They will draft the solution, put that solution to the public. Public will check, give you comments and reviews. Don't be egoistic. Incorporate this comment. Again issue an exposure draft. Am I clear? Again exposure draft का comment and reviews आएगा. Modify it, issue the accounting standard. Understood? So first you found out the problem, then you found out the people who will solve the problem. The people found out the solution. Whether the solution is correct or incorrect, we are not God. So we issue it to the people. People will give comment and reviews. It will come back to us. We'll again incorporate those reviews and comments. We'll again issue. That is known as exposure draft. Again on exposure draft also they will get comment and reviews. Those will incorporate, modify the draft and will issue the accounting standard. Am I clear? Thereafter, this accounting standard is notified by NFRA and MCA. What is NFRA? Geo Champion, National Financial Reporting Authority. And what is MCA? Ministry of Corporate Affairs to companies. Notified by, this says notified, and after notification it is followed by. So A's are given by whom? ICAI. Then these are notified by whom? MCA. So we have got two sets of A's in India. One is A's, one is notified A's. What is the difference between the two? One is prepared by the ICAI, one is prepared by MCA. Whether it is different or same? Same. Except AS11. AS11 there are two paragraphs, para 46 and 46A. These two are inserted by in notified AS, which is not there in AS. In classroom, which AS we will study? We will study notified AS. Correct? Now, review and revision. That means after the accounting standards are issued, it is not that till last breath, till doomsday, this accounting standard will run. Correct? We are very broad-minded people. Whenever change is required, we change that accounting standard, and that is why देखो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? Revised 2016. It can become revised 2019 also, revised 2027 also. So every now and then, whenever they feel that no, this requires a change, they will change. Understood? So steps, are you supposed to mug up? No. Now पहले क्या था ना, all these things were not very important. Now it has gained importance. Why? Because you have got MCQ to tick. Are you understanding? So in MCQ they can create a sentence with a missing step, and then they find out that, and then you have to tick. So therefore these things have now become important. Otherwise earlier it was not important. Am I clear? So what did we study in introduction of AS? We studied why did AS come. उसके लिए पहले हमने समझा अकाउंटिंग क्या है, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट क्या है, यूजर्स ऑफ अकाउंटेंट्स क्या है, व्हाट वाज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ यूजर्स, फॉर दैट अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड केम. फेयर इनफ. देन वी अंडरस्टूड व्हाट इज अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड. So they are nothing but written policy document which gives us guidelines of preparing accounts. They cover 7 areas. Fair enough. How accounting standards are made, that we studied. So introduction में 3 things. Why accounting standard? What accounting standard, and why and how accounting standards. Why do we have accounting standards? What accounting standards gives us and how it is prepared. Am I clear? Applicability. Now यहाँ से तो बहुत ज़्यादा important हो जाता है. Now you have got two options. ये भी starting में थोड़ा theory दिख रहा है. Either you have to study this theory today, tomorrow, day after, sometime तो we have to study. So I believe starting में खत्म हो जाए तो जमेला खत्म. And एक system में लगता है ना, we started from starting. Applicable to any enterprise engaged in commercial. एक टीवी वाला चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट alive or dead? जी रहे हो? हाँ, कॉफी वॉफी पिया कि नहीं? क्या तुम लोग का कमेंट पढ़ के ना पागल हो जाए. सर आपके बाल ठीक नहीं लग रहे, कल कटवा के आऊंगा. और कुछ? हाँ, चेहरे पर यहाँ पे. हाँ, ठीक. नाउ एप्लीकेबल टू एंटरप्राइज एंगेज्ड इन commercial, industrial or business activities. CIB, commercial, industrial or business activity. Anybody is doing it, you or me, everybody के ऊपर accounting standards are applicable. Not applicable to enterprises solely carrying on activities which are not CIB activities, collecting donation, giving them to flood affected people. Sometimes we do this. You must have seen COVID. COVID, so many people were distributing food over here. So many people were feeding people, people were distributing money to the poor. So that is a time being activity which you are collecting and giving. That is just a liaison officer. That is not commercial, industrial or business activity. Classification of enterprise. You have heard of sole proprietorship, partnership, NGO, non-government organization. You have heard of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Asim Premji Education Trust, Bangalore में मारवाड़ीज लोग के लिए जीतो है. So you must have find so many trust every society you belong to, because in India में caste community system is very strong. I'm sure any community you all belong to, that community has some sort of their society which is working for the upliftment of that society. That is NGO. You visit so many temples. All temples are trust. Then you go to colleges, St. Joseph's, Christ, MCC, Jain, कोई भी college में जाए, शेषाद्रिपुरम, all is run by trust. Oh, sole proprietorship, partnership, company, NGO, trust, so many types are there, no? But we bifurcate them solely into how many parts? 2 parts. One को we call it corporate, other is corporate मतलब company. Corporate मतलब company. Now chartered एक बात बताओ. So we are supposed to find out, ये ध्यान से देखने का. We have divided all enterprise into 2 parts. One is company, one is non-company. Company includes government company, single person company, private limited company, public limited company, all types of companies under one. That means share capital वाला सारा जिसका ड्रामा है सब एक साथ. And non-corporate means sole proprietorship, partnership, NGO, trust, everything here only. Correct? I hope you understood the difference between corporate and non-corporate. Because क्या होता है ना, till degree we have a habit of thinking थोड़ा सा shallow. जैसे everybody knows what is trust, they have a heard, but सोचता नहीं कि trust हम लोग का जिंदगी पे कभी आ जाएगा. यहाँ पे तो आएगा इनकम टैक्स में तो बैंड बजा देगा. I don't know whether trust is there in here. Like political parties. For you, political party is what? A propaganda or something which runs the society ineffectively. बस उसका भी तो ऑडिट होगा ना. उसका टैक्सेशन क्या है? उसके लिए भी गॉट सेपरेट सेक्शन ओनली पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के लिए. तो वी लुक एट एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम अ प्रिज्म ऑफ मनी. सो कॉर्पोरेट, non-corporate. Non-corporate means sole proprietorship, LLP, trust, partnership, cooperative, society, etc. Corporate को भी we have divided into 2 parts. And non-corporate also we have divided into 2 parts. Corporate is SMC and non-SMC. What is SMC? Small medium companies. Non-SMC means non-small medium companies. So which is bigger? Non-SMC is bigger. इसलिए मैंने लिखा large companies. And this is what? SMC, छोटू company. How many accounting standards are there? 29. 1 to 29. 2 are deleted. For SMC, there are some relaxation. That means few they have to follow, few they have to partially follow, and few they don't have to follow. But इसमें कोई relaxation नहीं है. सब साला follow करना होगा. Correct? You understand the meaning of applicability? On whom AS is applicable? For छोटू companies, some accounting standards are applicable, some are partially applicable, some are not applicable. Big company के लिए सब applicable. Similarly, large entities, MSME. MSME मतलब micro, small, medium enterprise. Same. Large entity के लिए फंस गया साला. MSME से. How do I find out what is छोटू company, what is big company? It is not your feeling. Correct. Suppose if I tell you, a company with a net worth of 5,000 crores, big company, small company. स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में उसको स्मॉल कैप बोला जाता है. मतलब 5,000 करोड़ की कोई औकात ही नहीं है. हाँ, HDFC हैज आई थिंक सेकंड हाईएस्ट मार्केट कैप 12 लाख करोड़. मतलब 12 के बाद 12 जीरोज है. हाँ, बाप रे. मगर ये वॉर हुआ ना, उसमें इससे ज्यादा रुपया बर्बाद हो गया अमेरिका का, बट दे आर वेरी रिच, फॉर देम इट वॉज पेटी एक्सपेंसेस ओनली. नाउ चार्टर्ड. तो एमएसएमई हाउ डू वी फाइंड आउट, उसके लिए एक लिस्ट दिया हुआ है. कंडीशन फॉर एसएमसीज एंड एमएसएमई, छोटों के लिए लिस्ट दिया हुआ है. कंडीशन not listed, that means any company or non-company should not be listed. Sir, a company should not be listed. You know what is listed? Whose shares are traded in NSE or BSE. So one student told me, sir, SMC should not be listed. I understand. Non-corporate will never be listed. No. No. A company cannot have shares, but only debentures, and debentures can be listed. A company may not have equity shares, and preference shares are listed. So any deposit, any securities are listed, that is listed. It is not that only shares are listed. You understood? I can be a partnership firm, issued debentures, and debentures are listed. ये समझा कि नहीं? मुथूट फाइनेंस का नाम सुना है? They first listed debentures and then they listed shares. Oh, welcome to the world of CA. It is much more than 2 opening stock, 2 purchase and buy sales. Interesting, but not listed and not in the process of listing, not married and not getting married also. Whatever. I am single and I will remain single. Planning वाला भी फंडा नहीं चलेगा. I am not listed and I am not in the process of listing also. Are you understanding? Because JKSC classes. तो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? वरांडा लिखा हुआ ना. अभी आफ्टर मैक्सिमम 6 to 8 months ये चला जाएगा. इट विल अगेन बिकम ओनली जेकेशा. अभी 2 एंटिटी दिख रही है ना, जेकेशा और वरांडा. हमने लिखा साइड बाय साइड है, बट हु इज बिगर? यू नो, वरांडा. वरांडा इज आवर होल्डिंग कंपनी एंड जेकेशा इज अ सब्सिडरी. नाउ वरांडा से जेकेशा अलग हो जाएगा. फाइट वाइट नहीं है. लाइफ इज नॉर्मल. दिस इज फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग. सो वरांडा से जेकेशा अलग हो जाएगा एंड दे विल ऑल्सो गेट सेपरेटली लिस्टेड. सो वरांडा इज अ सेपरेट लिस्टेड कंपनी, जेकेशा विल बी सेपरेट लिस्टेड कंपनी, बट वरांडा स्टिल होल्ड्स शेयर्स इन जेकेशा. Oh, like Tata Chemicals, Tata Motors, they're both listed, no? They're fighting. All come under one head, Tata Sons. But this will come under one head? No, they are separate heads also. You can have 2 companies or not. Allowed, that's it. So JKSC now is in the process of listing. JKSC now is in the process of listing. So JKSC will be considered SMC or non-SMC? Non-SMC. It is in the process of listing. Oh, Flipkart, they are also in the process of listing. Then it should not be a bank, financial institution or insurance company. So it should not be listed. It should not be a bank or insurance company. Third, turnover should not exceed 250 crores. 250 करोड़ का सेल नहीं होना चाहिए. 250 करोड़ का सेल. अभी इंस्टाग्राम अपने लोग देखते हैं ना, इंस्टाग्राम रील. इंस्टाग्राम रील में there are so many products which you see, no? And out of sometimes you buy also. Those businesses have started doing 5-10 crores का turnover. Only from Instagram, साला. No shop they have. Full धमाल मचा कर रखा है, thanks to the population of India. Correct, no? So some people feel 250 crores. अरे 250 crores ही तो है. There is no big deal. There are more than 1 lakh companies in India which make more than 250 crores का. But I can show you sole proprietor and partnership in Chickpet who are doing business of more than 250 crores in a year. Chickpet. क्या बात कर रहा सर? You will not come to know only. Their shop size is this much. And you look at them, you will not understand only. They will behave as if they don't have money only. And you turn around and go, they will be talking, they will want to buy you only. Dangerous people, don't go there. So to be small company, you have to be less than 250. Borrowing should not exceed 50 crores. Borrowing should not exceed 50 crores. Not a holding or subsidiary of a large entity. If you are a holding or subsidiary of large entity, by default you are large. Your father is big, you are big. That is how it happens. If your father is rich, people call you rich only, no? Correct, no? And if your father is poor, people will call you poor. Until unless you become rich. This is how India works. So you should not be a holding or subsidiary of large entity. So कितने condition हो गया? Condition 1, you should not be listed. Second, you should not be bank or insurance company. Third, your sales should be less than 250 crores. Fourth, your borrowing should be less than 50 crores. And you should not have holding or subsidiary which is large. Am I clear? These are the condition of SMC, small company or small enterprise both. If you do not satisfy the conditions, then you become big. And as soon as you become big, all A's are applicable on non-SMC and large entities. ME-SEMI मतलब we are talking about these people. इस पर और इस पर all A's are applicable. हाँ या ना? Sorry. This and this. पर all A's are applicable. इसके और इसके बारे में बात करते हैं हम लोग. अभी हम लोग यहां पर हैं. Am I clear? All A's are applicable to non-SMC and large entity. MSME. A's fully not applicable. These A's are not fully applicable. What are those A's? 3 cash flow. 17 is what? Segment reporting. 20 EPS. 24 discontinuing operations. Now एक बात बता रहा हूं. देखो मैंने यहां पे नंबर लिखा है. तो पहले नंबर के साथ मैं बोल रहा हूं नेम. Did I learn it overnight? No. But I put in efforts to learn it. So at least spend 5 minutes of your day. There is a list of A's in institute material. Or you go to Google. Anywhere you will get list of A's. Uska photo le lo. At least when you are sipping a cup of tea or coffee, just see that for 5 minutes. You do that for 5-7 days, no? आपको नाम याद हो जाएंगे. याद हो जाएंगे तो अच्छा लगेगा. And secondly, all this I am speaking is for your career, not mine. समझ में आया? A3 is cash flow. 17 segment reporting. 20 is earning per share and 24 is discontinued operation. If turnover is less than 50 crores, borrowing less than 10 crores, not a holding or subsidiary of the above, then 18 and 20 are also not applicable. Partial relaxation. All these are partial relaxation. 10, 11, 15, 19, 22, 26, 28 and 29. Correct? ये आपको learn करना है. हाँ. All this earlier were not true. Now it has become very important. MCQ में कौन सा A हटा के पूछ लेगा? Suppose instead of 26, they write 25. And next option में they write 26. फंस जाएगा ना? Sir will study, sir. Full जोश, sir. Applicability on corporate. So, अब ये पता चल गया. This is both cleared. On this, all A's are applicable. On this, some A's are applicable. Which A's are applicable on them? This is the list. Am I clear? अब हम लोग आ जाते हैं corporate entity. SMC मतलब small and medium size. Full exempt 17. Optional 25. Partial 15, 19, 20, 28. Full मतलब full exempt. They don't have to follow AS 17. Optional मतलब AS 25. If they want to follow, they follow. If they don't want to follow, no problem. Partial मतलब 15, 19, 20, 28. Bank, financial institutions and insurance company. They have to apply AS. All. Whether it is HDFC or SBI. Am I clear? Non-SMC मतलब big company, small company. बिग कंपनी को 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड किया गया है. लिसन टू मी. इफ यू सैटिस्फाई दीज 2 कंडीशंस, एनी ऑफ द कंडीशंस, either your net worth is more than 250 crores or you are a listed company. If your net worth is more than 250 crores or you are listed, then you don't have to follow any AS. Then you are supposed to follow IND AS. So what is IND AS? That will come later. Correct? But if you are non-listed and less than 250 crores, then you are supposed to follow all AS. Suppose I give you an example. A Limited is listed and 240 crores. They will follow Ind AS or AS? बोलो, ऐसे जवाब नहीं देगा तो कैसे चलेगा? Ind AS. Suppose B is unlisted and 500 crores. C is unlisted and 250 crores. 240 crores. That means to follow AS you have to satisfy two conditions. Understood? वही लिखा हुआ है. Unlisted and net worth less than 250 crores. Apply AS. Listed or net worth greater than 250. Apply Ind AS. Or you can voluntarily, if you want to apply Ind AS, you can apply. But you are less than 250 crores, but I want to apply Ind AS. Apply. Or you are holding subsidiary or joint venture of the above. Am I clear? Like Varanda was listed company, JKSC was not listed company. Net worth was less than 250 crores. So JKSC for what was applicable? AS. But Varanda was listed. So Varanda for what was applicable? Ind AS. Then Varanda became holding company of JKSC. So JKSC के लिए भी mandatory हो गया Ind AS. Now what is Ind AS? It is a replica of IFRS. International, latest international standard. मतलब तो सुना ही होगा आपने. International reporting, financial reporting standards. So India has two sets of accounting standards. One is AS, one is Ind AS. For unlisted companies it is AS. For listed companies it is Ind AS. What is the basic difference between them? They are more comprehensive and little complex, and these are little simple. So which when we study, you study both. In intermediate you study AS, in final you study Ind AS. In intermediate you only study AS, in final में you only study Ind AS. Oh बाबा, ऐसा क्या? हाँ. So you understood applicability of AS. Why AS is applicable? Section 129 of Companies Act 2013 requires companies to present their financial statements in accordance with Section 133 of MCA. Section 14 clause, Section 14 subclause, Section 14 subsection 3 clause E. Auditor is also required to state in auditor's report whether the financial statements are with AS or not. That means you have to prepare financial statement with AS. Section 129.5. Company should disclose in this financial statement the deviation from AS, the reason for deviation and impact of financial nature. But all this shows that we are supposed to follow AS because of Companies Act also. Because Companies Act makes it mandatory. जैसे बोला है ना, ये वाला section क्या बोलता है? Section 129 says requires companies to present their financial statement in accordance with 133. Section 133 क्या बोलता है? Section 133 बोलता है unlisted companies should follow AS and listed companies should follow Ind AS. ये जो आप देखा ना, ये Section 133 बोलता है. Am I clear? So Section 133 makes it mandatory for you to follow either AS or Ind AS. Correct? Now order of priority. If there is a fight between AS and law, who will win? Law. Now as soon as I say this, people feel AS is inferior to law. It's not that way. Suppose you commit murder today. So murder के लिए law is important, AS is important. You commit a bribery tomorrow. So law is important, AS is important. Law. Correct? No? So law obviously will prevail. Only in financial matters, accounting matters where you should see no AS. So law का accounting matter is seen by Schedule 3. So Schedule 3 or AS में who is more powerful? AS. So if there is fight between Schedule 3 and AS, then AS will win. Am I clear? This was your applicability. I told you, if you remember, there are three parts in your first part. What are those three parts? Introduction, applicability. Applicability में what did you study till now? Applicability को दो पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दो. Corporate, non-corporate. Non-corporate को दो पार्ट में. Large and MSME. इसको all और इसको sum. एस आर एप्लीकेबल, आपको लिस्ट लिखना होगा यहां पर और वो लिस्ट लर्न करना होगा। कॉर्पोरेट में दो पार्ट, एसएमसी, नॉन एसएमसी। एसएमसी में सम आर एग्जेम्प्ट, सम आर फॉलोड, ये रहा एसएमसी का ड्रामा। AS17 is exempt, AS25 is partially exempt, AS15, 19, 28 are fully exempt. ये सब नॉन एसएमसी में दो ड्रामा, लिस्टेड अनलिस्टेड, लिस्टेड के लिए इंड एस और अनलिस्टेड के लिए एस। दिस वाज एप्लीकेबिलिटी इन शॉर्ट। यस, नो। नाउ चार्टर्ड फ्रेमवर्क। बात बताओ, कैन एनीबडी टेल मी व्हाट इज एसेट? छोटो बुक, भूल जाओ सब कुछ, इधर देख के बोलो, डोंट रीड एनीथिंग। कैन एनीबडी टेल मी व्हाट इज एसेट? डेफिनेशन पढ़ेगा, कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा। इफ यू हैव नेवर स्टडीड अर्लियर यू विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, सो डोंट वरी, यू लुक एट मी एंड टेल व्हाट डू यू थिंक, and have confidence in your accounting brains. You have studied something in accounts till now. If randomly your younger brother or sister who just enters 11th standard and asks you, Didi or Bhaiya, what is accounting standard? What is asset? What will you tell? Get lost. It is something which you own, which generates income. Correct? So I can categorize it in three parts. Something own and generate income. Correct? This is what he defined. Yes, something word is absolutely correct, but we don't call it something. We call it, it's a resource. It means the same thing, but हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? Resource. Something is resource. Then own. That is absolutely wrong. ये सबका प्रॉब्लम होता है. Everybody, 99% believes asset is something which we own. No. Asset is something which we control. Huh? My father gifted me this. Correct. My father is the owner. I am using it. In whose control it is? I will show it in my balance sheet. Papa will show. I will show. Now that you came to audit my balance sheet. In that balance sheet you saw Mercedes. 50 lakhs. You and your friend are talking. औकात है Maruti 800 की साले की. But can you tell me like this on my face? So he came closely and softly asked me, "Sir, your car?" I told, "Yeah." You still did not believe. Then you asked me, "Sir, you purchased." मैंने कहा हाँ. Still you did not believe. Then you told, "You have a bill." मैंने कहा हाँ. बोला, "Show sir." I showed the bill. You still did not believe. Sir, you made the payment. I showed you the bank statement also. In that you get to know that I have purchased the car in EMI. So I'll become the owner of the car on the payment of first installment, last installment. And the car ka EMI will get over in 7 years. So 7 years, who is the owner? Bank. Barabar. So for 7 years, if I drive that car, I am supposed to take permission from the bank. Who will sit beside me in the car? Bank will tell me. What color ka seat cover? Bank will tell me. Which petrol se petrol pump, petrol I should put? Bank will tell me. Where I should take my car? Bank will tell me. The car is in my control, bank's control. So I will show it in my balance sheet, bank will show. I will show. Huh? Arey shabash. What is more important, control or owning? आज से याद रखो. To have control is more important than owning it. बात तो डीप बोल गया ये आदमी. करेक्ट. आगे बढ़े. So account says control is more important. Generating income, that is partially correct. We say future economic benefit. Future economic benefit. This is the definition of the asset. It's a resource. I should have a control and it gives me future economic benefit. Now charted, what is control? So one person told me, sir, control means I can use the asset the way I feel like. I'm like, who told you? Well, it's my belief. And I am sure if I would not have discussed the word control, you would also believe the same. Understand one thing. In commerce, any word ka meaning which you know may not be the truth. I'll give you an example. This is a rented premises. Okay? So is it my asset? Not an asset. Not an asset. You entered from a gate. From that gate to the end, where you can say window. After this, there is an aisle which leads to washrooms, and there is a windows. From main gate to that windows, it was one complete hall when we took it on rent. So in the classrooms we created by making these walls. Correct? My question is, these walls are my asset or not? टिडिंग टोंग आगे बढ़े. मैं ऐसे ही घूमने गया था. करेक्ट. I liked a beautiful painting. Painting was worth 5 lakhs. मैंने लाके जेकेएससी क्लासेस में लगा दिया. Asset? Yes, no. Painting जेकेएससी क्लासेस का रिसेप्शन में पड़ा हुआ है. सोच बदलो, देश बदलेगा. अकेला मोदी क्या करेगा? Now, control का definition is given. It says that you can use the asset the way you feel like. You can direct somebody to use the asset, and you can stop anybody from using the asset. सोचेगा ना, बहुत अमेजिंग डेफिनेशन है. You can use the way you feel like. You can direct somebody to use the asset. You can stop anybody from using the asset. Oh, then I have a control. I can use it and I can tell anybody of you to use the asset. एक बुक यूज करो या कार यूज करो या टैबलेट यूज करो या लैपटॉप यूज करो. करेक्ट. That is anybody. Sorry. And last one is I can stop anybody from using it. My father gifted me this laptop. Can I stop my father from using it? Shit. Control मेरा है नहीं है. If I can stop, then I have a control. If I don't have the control. My father had a flat. In that flat, I started classroom. My brother did not like. So whenever I used to take the class, I used to come into the flat. Can I stop him from entering the flat? This is my father's flat. मेरा बाप का फ्लैट है तो क्या हुआ? My father is equally his father also, no? Correct or incorrect? Can I stop him? It's not that your father has given you some phone and it becomes your private property. I'll not let my sister and brother touch also. It is not that way. So, you can use it the way you feel like. You can stop anybody else from using it. And you can direct anybody else from using. Future economic benefit. You can derive the benefit by using it. I am deriving the benefit of this table by using it. Usage, sale, exchange or lease. I purchased a painting. Can I use the painting? No, this is an educational institute. What will I do with the painting? Can I exchange the painting? Yeah. Can I sell the painting? Yeah. Can I lease the painting? Nobody takes painting on rent. So sale and exchange is possible. Will it give me, that means is it giving me future economic benefit? Yes. किसी की चिट्ठी आई है. नो किस लिए प्रति? Now, understood? तो जैसे एसेट का डेफिनेशन है सर, वैसे फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ एएस हैज गिवन अस फ्यू थिंग्स. Get stuck in any AS, we come back to our framework. Framework में क्या क्या लिया? It provides assistance to appear. It provides assistance to prepare financial statements, to developing accounting policy when no AS is available. When no AS is there, you can follow this framework for a particular transaction. Example, agricultural accounting. Components of financial statement, balance sheet, ये वो पता है. Asset. Asset का definition, economic resource, control of entity having future economic benefit. Liability, उसका definition. Equity, उसका definition. अच्छा, you have heard of the word capital? Yes, no. Capital is asset, liability, income, expense. Liability. Framework क्या बोलता है देखो. Equity, asset minus liability. Capital is not a liability. If capital was a liability, no. Equation क्या पता है? Capital plus liability is equal to asset. If capital was liability, don't you think the equation would have been liability is equal to asset? So some people give me gyan. Sir, capital is internal liability, liability is external liability. One tight slap. This internal liability, external liability is the word created in the books of your school and colleges only. क्या बात कर रहे हैं? ऐसा कोई शब्द नहीं है. नहीं, there is nothing called internal and external liability. There is liability. Capital is capital. We show capital in the liability side. So balance sheet, अब बनाते हो ना? What is the heading of the balance sheet? Balance sheet. After that, what is the first thing you write? Equity and liability. Okay, you write only liability. That means equity is different from liability, or it is liability only? That means capital is different from liability. What is capital? Asset minus liability. It is the residual interest. It changes due to transaction with the shareholders. Residual interest means after selling all the assets and after paying all the liabilities, whatever money is left, that is capital. Am I clear? Suppose in your balance sheet capital is 10,000. Does it mean you are supposed to pay 10,000 to the owner? No. You sell all the assets, you pay off the liabilities, and you are left with 1 crore. And capital is only 10,000. How much will you pay to the owner? Entire 1 crore. If you give him only 10,000, the remaining money, what will you do? You have to give it to the owner only, no? And if you sell all the assets and pay off all the liabilities and you are left with 10 rupees only, then whom you will give? Owner. Owner ka capital was how much? But you gave him how much? So you will give him whatever you have, or you will give him whatever he wants. That is asset minus liability. Yaad rakhna. I have seen 10 people got rejected just because they told capital is a liability. People start laughing on them. Don't go to college and try. College, everybody will tell you capital is a liability only. And if you try to prove them their majority, they will win. If you are strong enough to logically defend yourself, then go ahead. Are you understanding? Yes, no. So capital is capital. It's not a liability. It is shown in the liability side. And it is treated as capital. So capital increase credit. So capital liability increase credit. Capital also increase credit. Am I clear? This is the definition not given by me, by the framework. Income का definition. What is income? आपने कभी सोचा भी नहीं होगा कैसा definition है? Income means increase in asset or decrease in liability. Sorry, increase in resources without increase in liability. Increase in resources. Resources matlab assets. Without correspondingly increase in liability is what? Income. So increase in asset is what? Income. Decline in resources without decrease in assets. That means suppose if assets increase, but there is corresponding liability also increase, then nahi chalega. Only asset increase or liability decrease, then it is income. Asset decrease or liability increase, then it is. They have given very beautiful definition. हम लोग को जो definition दिया जाता है ना वो बहुत अजीब ही होता है 11-12 में. I don't remember definition of expense and income what was given to me. I really don't remember. Uses of financial statement accounting equation. Asset minus liabilities is equal to capital. आगे बढ़े. We can take 2 minutes का break and then start. क्या रे टीवी वाले चटड़ 2 minute. Preeti is so happy. Achal also. 1 minute. I will be back. चले capsule 1. Capsule means question. For example, opening balance sheet of A is showing the aggregate values of assets and liability and equity 8 lakh. Assets is how much? 8 lakh. Liabilities is how much? And capital is 5 lakhs. Correct. During the year, A has earned the following transaction. Earned 10% dividend on 2000 shares held of rupees 100 each. So 10% dividend we got. Can you tell me amount of dividend? Amount of dividend, 10% of 2000 shares into 100, 2 lakh, 2 lakh at 10% is how much? Correct? You have earned the dividend, correct? Can you tell me what will be the journal entry for this? Bol Puja. Bank account debit to? Correct? 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 Partially? Incorrect. It is not written dividend received, it is written dividend earned. That means you have earned but not. So this is accrued income to income. Correct? Now when I say accrued income to income, accrued income will go in balance sheet. Asset, yes or no? When I credit income, my income will increase. Yes, no? एक बात बताता हूं. Listen to me very carefully. एकदम ध्यान से सुन लो. Why did you all come to offline class? Why not you are studying online? Because you wanted offline experience, no? What does offline mean? You can see the teacher in skin. Otherwise you see the teacher on screen. Is that the only difference? If you don't speak, if you don't participate, this is not a theater. You have not come here for a movie. Where a movie is running, you can keep on watching. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. Secondly, it would have happened in your life also. When you talk to a person and that person is not responding only. Do you like talking to that person? No, no. I am also a human being. So there should be some expression. Yes, no, speak. अब ऐसा रहता है. Some people don't move also. And some people they can't make good faces, they make bad faces. Understood? Otherwise this was supposed to be batch for online only, no? You told what? No, I will pay double. You paid double, no? Almost, and came to offline. What? I can see the teacher ka skin. अरे क्या पागल? यही फायदा हुआ ना? What is the difference over there and there? You find people around you, but are you talking to anybody? Don't you think your house ka sofa is comfortable than this bench? So that comfort might have slipped off. That means for uncomfort you are paying more money. Are you understanding? So please speak. No. Will you speak wrong? That is natural, no? If you would have given all correct answers, then you would have become chartered accountant only, no? So giving wrong answers is normal. Everybody gives. You also give. Am I clear? डरने का नहीं. But giving wrong answers, sometimes you will get into the habit of giving correct answers. But not giving answers, whenever you know correct answer, no, you will not be able to give. And that time you have to pay a price for that also. Understood? I hope I am clear. Yes, no. Hi. Sir, what were you talking? Income will increase, profit will increase, and profit will increase. That means capital means equity. Correct? Second, paid rupees 50,000 to creditors of settlement of 70,000. That means how much we were supposed to pay to our creditors, but we paid how much? What will be the journal? Creditors debit how much? Very good. To bank how much? Wonderful. To discount received how much? Wonderful. So your creditors will come down by 70. Your liability will come down by 70. To discount received, that means your income will go up by? Your income will go up, that means your equity will go up. To bank, that means your asset will come down or go up? Come down. Am I clear? Amount, Vidhi, it is dividend earned. If you have earned the income but not received, then the journal entry is income receivable to income. So this is income receivable to income. If I would have earned it, I would have written cash to income. Correct, Vidhi? Now, rent of the premises is outstanding. Now, charter, tell me, rent of the premises is outstanding, but the rent is an expense. The expense should be debited or credited? So, rent debited. Paid or payable? So, what shall I write? Outstanding rent. Achha, if I have debited rent, then what will happen? If I have debited rent, but the expense will go? Expense will go up. That means profit will come down. Profit will come down, but the capital will come. Outstanding rent is a liability. Correct? Mr. A withdrew rupees 9,000 for the journal entry. Drawings to drawings a capital will decrease. You are required to show the effect. Are we supposed to do this? No. What we are supposed to do, I will show now. Now. Effects of each transaction on balance sheet of trader is shown below. Are you writing? I will give invitation. Maurath has started. Please start writing. Now. Transaction assets minus liabilities is equal to equity. Correct? Now chartered, over here opening transaction is given as how much? Assets is how much? 8 lakhs. Liabilities? Equity is how much? Correct. Now, what is the first transaction? Accrued income. Because of accrued income, asset will increase and capital will increase. Yes, no. So dividend, what will increase? Asset. Asset will increase by how much? 20,000. Asset will become how much? 8,20,000. Where else and what will increase? So liability will remain as it is and equity will become 5,20,000. Correct? Now, thereafter, creditors settled 70,000 का creditors को you paid how much? So your creditors will increase or decrease? Decrease. It will come down. Creditors means what will get impacted? Liability. Liability will come down by how much? So this will become 2,30,000. You paid how much? 50. So because of that, what else will decrease? So that will become 7,70,000. Correct? And you gained how much? 20,000. Correct? That will increase your equity. Because that is a gain. Discount received is income. Income will increase capital. Correct? Thereafter, outstanding rent. How much? 10,000. What is the journal entry? So outstanding rent is a liability. How much? 10,000. So liability will become? And because of expense, what changes I will make? Decrease in equity. Very good. How much? Correct? Next. A withdrew 9,000 for his personal use. Drawings how much? So what will happen? Asset will decrease. Why? How much is drawings? So 7,61,000 and equity will also decrease by 9,000. हो गया? डन. ये ट्राई करो अपने आप. दिस यू ट्राई योर सेल्फ. Capsule 2. नाउ चार्ट देखो, assets, assets minus liabilities is equal to capital. How much is assets given? 5 lakh. Liabilities, the capital is introduce capital of 20,000. So assets will increase, correct? And capital will increase. Then charted earn income from investment. This is again earned, it is not received. So my asset will increase by how much? 8,000, and my equity will also increase by. Then liability of 31,000 was finally settled at. So that means I have made a payment of 30. If I have made a payment of 30, my assets will come down by 30. If assets will come down by 30, it will become. And liability ko payment I did 31, so 169. So 1,000 ka gain. That 1,000 ka gain. That 1,000 ka gain will be added to capital. My liability will fall down by 31, my assets will decrease by 30, and my capital will increase by 1,000. है ना? ये समझा क्या नहीं? Now, thereafter charted. Wages paid. If you pay wages, your capital assets will decrease. Correct? And wages paid, wages is an expenditure. Because of your expenditure, your profit will also decrease. So your capital will decrease by how much? Samjha? Rent outstanding. So assets will remain same. Minus liability will increase by how much? So it will become 170. And rent is an expense. So profit will also decrease by. Drawings, your asset will decrease by 4. So 492. Liability will remain as it is. And your capital will also be decreased by. Hey, understood? 322. Now, so first you understood the definition of asset, expense, income, liability. Now they have given qualitative characteristic of a financial statement. This is theory here. Relevant financial statement should contain only material and significant. Reliable, it should be complete, not incomplete information. True and fair. True means correct. Fair means without any bias. Should follow substance over form. Should follow the concept of prudence. Substance over form means reality should be given more importance than legality. Reality should be given more importance than legality. Now, understandable should be simple in presentation and language. Comparable should permit both inter-firm comparison and intra-firm comparison. Measurement. This is important. Historical cost means, now I had listen to this sentence, I had purchased for 5 lakhs. I had purchased for, I can purchase today for 5 lakh 50. I had purchased for, I can purchase today at, so if you want to purchase today, how much you have to pay? I can sell this today at 5 lakh 30. I can sell it today at, I can purchase, I had purchased at historical cost. History, past tense. Second, I can purchase today at, that is known as current cost or replacement cost. ये समझा? I can sell today at, that is known as realizable value. Yes, no. Now charted, every asset will give me benefits. Those benefits ka present value is known as present value of future benefits. Am I clear? Yes, no. Liabilities are recorded at fair value of the consideration received. मतलब I purchased to creditors. So to creditors will be the value of purchases. Current cost, assets are, liabilities are recorded at the amount that would require to settle the obligation today. If I settle today, how much I have to pay? That is known as current cost. Realizable value, amount at which liability would pay today to settle the amount which would be paid today to settle the liability. Now, what is the difference between current cost and realizable value of liability? Asset में तो clear है. Current cost means the cost at which I can purchase the liability, and realizable value is the value at which I can sell the asset. But liability में current cost says liability is the recorded amount that would require the liability required to settle the obligation today, and realizable value में amount which would be paid today to settle the liability. What is the difference? Now, suppose I had purchased goods. If I purchase goods today, the amount which I need to pay, that is current liability, current cost of the liability. Am I clear? I had purchased goods for 5 lakh. The same goods I purchased today, it will cost me 6 lakhs 20. So current cost of liability is 6 lakhs 20. Whatever money I require to pay today, that is realizable value. Am I clear? Present value of future cash flows. If I pay liability in parts for 5 years, installment में you pay your liability, then the present value of all your payments. Try capsule, कौन सा किया था अभी? 1 हो गया, capsule 2 हो गया, capsule 3. अच्छा, anybody has any doubt you can ask. Don't feel shy. Capsule 3, 4, 5, 5 तक करो ट्राई. 3, 4 and 5. हाँ, X purchased a machinery at rupees how much? As per historical cost, it has to be recorded at 7 lakhs. That is acquisition price. On 1/1/2006, that is today, X found that it would cost 25 lakhs to purchase the machine. So 25 lakhs is current cost. Mr. X also took a loan from bank for rupees 5 lakh at 18% repayable at the end of 50 years together with interest. So what is the historical cost of asset? What is historical cost of liability? 5 lakhs. A machine was acquired for $10,000 and deferred payment basis. Deferred payment basis matlab slowly you make the payment, no? That is known as deferred payment, installment payment, later on payment. Deferred ka matlab to you know, no? Postponed. The rate of exchange on the date of acquisition was 49 per dollar. I purchased asset kitne mein purchase kiya Chattad? $10,000. $1 was how much? 49 rupees. The total amount I required to pay is how much? 10,000 into 49. Yes, no. That is 4 lakh. So what is the historical cost of the asset? Correct? No. Current cost. The payment are to be made in 5 equal annual installments together with 10%. The current market value of similar machine in India is how much? So today if I purchase, how much it will cost? So current cost is 5 lakhs. So current, if I want to purchase today, what will be my liability today? 5 lakhs. Am I clear? Current cost, as the name suggests, it is today ka price. Historical cost, as the name suggests, past price. Try karo for fifth. Chalo. Carrying amount of the machine is how much? 40,000. Acha, first of all tell me, you all know how to calculate present value? ध्यान से सुनो. You have heard this? A is equal to P 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. सुना? Compound interest का formula which you studied in your school. Correct? Can I write this formula as amount is equal to P 1 plus I to the power N, where I will become, so A stands for and P stands for, so which is present and which is future? Principal is and amount is future. Which is including interest? Amount is including interest, principal is including. So future is including interest. So future value is equal to 1 plus I to the power N. Yes or no? Suppose if I tell you present value is equal to future value into 1 by 1 plus I to the power n, चलेगा क्या? Sure. Now charted, suppose if I tell you future value is 13310, correct? R is equal to 10%. So I is equal to how much? 0.1. Yes, no. Therefore 1 plus I will become how much? 1.1 to the power 3. Now in your calculator, listen, relax. You will do 1 divided by 1.1 is equal to 3 times. And you can see 0.7513 written. If it is not written in your calculator, tell me. One divided by 1.1 is equal to same, is equal to same, different. I'll chop off your head. Nalayak. Same. What is written? Read. Read.
0.75.
That's what I have written. 0.7513. Correct? इसको हम लोग बोलता है प्रेजेंट वैल्यू फैक्टर और डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर. Present value factor is PVF. Discounting factor is DF. In class we will use PVF. So now if you multiply this, you will get that means 10,000 today. Add if you 3 years interest, how much it will become? You want to check? Write 10,000 in your calculator. Plus 10%, plus 10%, plus 10%, 3 times you do. Na 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 na. Oh, magic! Yes! Dipesh, we have done it. You understood future value, present value? You don't want to write? You will remember till your last breath. Arey Gyani. बोलो टू यार चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, हाउ आर यू ऑल? आई वाज जस्ट मिसिंग यू ऑल. सोचा बात कर लेता हूँ. इरशाद बानो, हाउ डू यू डू? फिर कौन है? प्रीति तो कितना हंसती है. पुनीता. चरण. चरण, हैव आई टॉट यू अर्लियर? देन गौतमी, हैव आई टॉट यू अर्लियर? Megha, have I taught you earlier? Rest I don't think so I have ever taught them. No. No. Will not tell. Okay. Everybody can show attitude sitting on the other side of the television only. Priti, have I taught you ever earlier? I know you will reply. Good girl you are. Gautami, Megha और किसको पूछा था मैंने? Nops. So we are meeting for the first time in Inter. You studied foundation. Direct entry. Tejaswini, hi sir. Hi. Direct entry. So we are meeting for the first time, Gautami. Purita, yes sir, I was in foundation. Face to face, online only. So face to face, why will I come to your class? That is also true. Done. That's all for the day. घर जाओ मजे करो. Bye. September batch. Can you explain relation? No, yeah, this relation, capital, liability, asset, balance sheet, may you write like this, no? This how it came, no, I teach in foundation, inter में स्वल्प जास्ती हो जाएगा. But this is the relation which you comes from balance sheet. Bye Tejaswini. Understood Vriddhi. No, that varies from transaction to transaction. It is not that every transaction may same thing will happen. You can leave. Like over here, introduce capital. The journal entry is cash to capital. So cash will increase, capital will increase. Earned income, journal entry is accrued income to income. So accrued income is asset, but income will increase profit and profit will increase capital. So if there is change in income or change in expense, it will impact my capital. If income increases, capital increases. If income decreases, capital decreases. If expense increases, capital decreases. If expense decreases, capital will increase. So income and capital will have a direct relation. Expense and capital will have an inverse relation. You're from science? It's okay, Mega. सही जाएगा? अच्छा, thank you. Earlier online, so we have never met, Mega. Correct. No Vriddhi. Every time you have to pass a journal entry and find out. If any particular transaction you did not understand, you can ask me. No. There are thousands of transactions. Every time you need to pass a journal entry only.